Hello, welcome to this video, my video, this channel, a video that I'm hoping it can reach out to quite a few people and get my message across. You know, it's something, if I'm going to start a channel, I wanted people to know a little bit more about me and something of a life experience that I've been through. And it's more so for a long time now I've wanted to do something like this to help other people out, to raise awareness, you know, something to get out there that if someone was typing into YouTube, you know, something similar to this, it would help them. I would want them to reach out to me and be able to talk to me. I just want this overall to really help someone more than anything of, I don't want pity or poor her, you know, what she's been through. It generally is just something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I think now probably is more the right time than any, as it's been quite a few years now, you know, since, you know, it happened, and finding myself in a better place where I can feel more open and confident to talk about it. So really I'm just gonna go straight in and start off with a little bit about me and my family, and then the point we got up to. So I'm one of 4 siblings. I'm the second oldest, and then I have an older sister and then 2 younger brothers, and this is solely based on the younger one, who was a boy, and he would have been 21. I say would have been because up to about, you know, about, say up to, I mean around 6 years ago now, probably I'd say 7 years ago now, we discovered, and the worst thing our family had ever been through, that our little brother, my mum and dad's son, had been diagnosed with cancer. As soon as I say that word, it's just, it hits, doesn't it? It's just that horrible, ugly word, cancer. You know, you think, why did it happen? Why does it happen? Why did it happen to our younger brother? Not that I would want it to happen to any of the others or myself or anything like that, but you think, why not me? You think, why have I got to watch my little baby brother go through that? What, like, you know, thing is he never got ill before. You know, before this, he was such a happy boy. He never was ill. And then it's just, you know, it hits you, doesn't it? Out of nowhere. The worst sodding illness anyone could get. And yeah, you know, he also had disabilities, so it wasn't made completely easy for him, and I think that's why we all doted on him so much. He was so special from the minute he was born. He was just the most loveliest, funniest, caring little boy. You know, we all had a great upbringing. We all gelled so well. We got on so well together. We still do. Like, we're still all so very close and quite a tight-knit family, which I'm so glad we are, because I don't think if we didn't have that and each other, we wouldn't all be where we are today, sort of thing. But yeah, up until that point, you know, or getting to that point, our whole world, our lives had changed. I'm just going to talk a bit about when that all started happening. So it was in the year of, I'd say 2012. It was 2012 because I was pregnant with my firstborn at the time. So on top of finding out my little brother had cancer, I was also carrying my firstborn child. That was, completely, how do I do this as well as deal with that? But I think you just don't think of that, like what that is, the cancer. You don't think, you just, especially being pregnant, I think we all just took it in and enjoyed it for what it is. And he was so excited to be an uncle for the first time, and yeah, sorry, and yeah, he was just really excited to be an uncle for the first time. But yeah, going back to when it first, I don't know how to say it, but maybe first opened its doors and reared its ugly head. It was in the year 2012. Year 2012. It must have been the beginning of that year. Josh started feeling quite tired. He was very tired, yeah. He started feeling very tired, and he kept saying, how tired he was all the time and things like that. Sorry, just he started feeling tired a lot, and he was a teenage boy. Teenage boys shouldn't necessarily feel tired. Like, he was still quite a young teenage boy. He was 15. Do you know what I mean? They're out, causing havoc, running around the place. And prior to this, like I said, he was a young boy. He had a PlayStation. He would be up half the night wanting to play on that and play on his games. He didn't, want to go to bed. So when he would start coming, he would be at school, and he would start coming home and saying how tired he felt. And you just think, oh, fair enough. Like, he's in high school. He'll, he just needs a rest, like a good night's sleep, he'll be fine. And then more days were going on, and he was still saying, I feel tired. I'm tired. And he also didn't, he obviously, like I said, he had special needs. So his school that my parents chose to put him in wasn't near to our home. So he would get on a bus every day and travel quite far to his school. So he would have to go quite early in the morning. He wouldn't be back like most kids. The school day finishes at the same time, and sometimes your house is like round the corner, isn't it, from your school? So it was quite a long, tiring day for him. He started coming home saying, I have a headache. Yet again, you just think, okay, teenager, hormones. We kept then giving him paracetamols and stuff. You just think, you don't think nothing of it. You just think, you don't sit there and think something's seriously wrong with this child. You think, they've just got a common headache. Here was, have an early night, have a nice, a healthy dinner, whatever, go to bed sort of thing. And it was like the next couple of days, he would still be saying, I've got a headache. So that went on, I'd say, for quite a while. And we still just didn't think, it was only like you would, and I'm saying I know this because I was there with my mum. Like, obviously we lived together, we was in each other's pockets, we were around each other, like I was always there with him, like I didn't leave his side. And it's only like when it keeps going on, you're starting to think, hold on a minute, like why is he still saying he's got a headache? You start thinking something of it, and I think like after a few days it kind of like went, in a sense, like he stopped sort of mentioning it. I don't know, maybe he you know when you get that pain so much or something so much, you just sort of live, you know, you used to it, so you don't sort of tell everyone constantly like, oh, by the way, I've got another headache and things like that. It's only when he started feeling more like physically ill that we were like, what the hell, like, okay, he's just ill. And then you just think, okay, he's just ill, like he's just caught something from school, he started being sick. We obviously, and then he kept being sick, like he was like off school for like 2 weeks, I think. He was still ill. We took him up the hospital to the A&E, and they just run some checks. Well, apparently all his obs were fine. They sent him on his way. Like it was, you know, it was just, you just think, oh, this little boy's ill, let's give him some medicine, he'll be fine. And it was only more so that we thought, oh, you know, like a day or so would go by and he seemed okay. So you think when a child or any of us are ill, it goes by 48 hours. That's usually when they tell you, oh, come back to school or whatever. So that's what my parents did. They sent him to school. And like I just said, bearing in mind his school was quite a bit away. I think my mum sent him in. The next thing we know, he started throwing up at school, I think it was. Yeah, he was being sick at school. So, you know, he came home, whatever. Obviously another I think it was another hospital, like they went to the hospital again. They said it was something to do with his digestive system, so they gave him Gaviscon. And I remember that so clearly. He went for a hospital appointment. I met up with them after their hospital appointment, my mum and my brother. And we was in the middle of Marks and Spencer's, and I think he took like one tablet or whatever, and he just threw up over the whole of Marks and Spencer's. Sorry, it just reliving it and thinking about how horrible it must have been for him. It's just, yeah. Because you start talking about it and like, it's so vivid. Yeah. And you still continue to just think, oh, it's still like, you know, he's ill, he'll be fine. And it's when it got to one day when I think I was with him and we were sat watching TV, and he just came out with, I can't see, Jodie, I can't see. And I was like, what do you mean you can't see? Like, you can't see? Like, I was like, he wore glasses, so I thought, you know, maybe your glasses are a bit smeared. I remember like going, come here, like, I'll wipe them down for you. I'll wipe them down for you, you know, you probably just smeared them, you probably just got something in your eye, like. And he said it, and I remember him just being like, it's completely gone, Jodes, like, it's gone. Like, I can't see. And then that was it. You know, you just think, like, what? Like, his vision's got, like, what the, what could it be? Got my mum, I was like, he can't see. I think she took him and got him to, she got him to the hospital. I think it was, yet again, it was like another sort of sent away, brushed off thing. And I think, sorry, just trying to remember it and the motions. It was only then he got sent back and home, and a few days had passed and he was still being ill, and I think it reached a point where he was just like in bed and he was just ill, like he kept throwing up a lot and things like that. That I remember one night when it all got real, he was being sick and stuff. I remember my other brother being like, come on, let's get you in the bath, let's like give you a nice bath. Like, baths, what we all think when we're ill, a bath does you wonders, doesn't it? It really does, like washing your hair. So he bathed him, and I think he could barely stand up and things like that. He could, and he got him out of the bath and he was very wobbly and stuff. The next thing we know, I remember I was in my room at the time, funny enough, talking to my older sister like about how ill he was and thinking, what is it, what could this be? Like, he can't be this ill for this amount of time for nothing.